Hey, hello there, and a very, very good evening. My name's Sean Ryan. This is the Planet Cruise TV show. We've been running now 11 years. Every Tuesday we bring you great cruises, exclusive offers. But tonight is a Planet Cruise first because we have got a TV special. All the cruises tonight are from Norwegian Cruise Line, NCL as we call them. And I promise you, we have got the most amazing cruises and two very special guests. Just before we introduce them, this is why you should book tonight. Now, first of all, the first 20 bookings from the show will all receive a £50 Amazon voucher. So that's for the first 20 bookings tonight. We've got exclusive discounts on every single deal. All the cruises include return flights, plus all of your overseas transfers as well. Our team, of course, is destination and cruise experts providing first-hand advice, and we specialise in making tailor-made built cruises and holidays around our customers' needs. You can spread the cost of your holiday with our interest-free payment plan as well. That's 0% interest, and we also provide a price match guarantee. But we have got two very special guests tonight. Two guests. Our Glenn is back.
Hello, mate.
Looking very refreshed.
Thank you.
I don't know how. And then Nigel from Norwegian Cruise Line. Nigel,
hi, Sean, how are you?
Very excited about tonight's show, actually, because this is a TV first, isn't it?
It is, yeah. First time we've ever done an exclusive show with NCL.
And I have cruised with you a couple of times, had an amazing time.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, a fabulous time. And this is all about being free at sea, basically, isn't it?
It is. As I said, it's a product that's just come in now with their new promotion, and we're going to find out all about it tonight. We're going to take them around the world, and it's a very, very exciting show.
Well, we've actually, we've got cruises to pretty much everywhere tonight, haven't we?
We have.
But before we start, we want to talk about NCL and being free at sea, don't we?
Of course we do.
Yeah, have a look at this and we'll talk you through. So Nigel, for viewers that are new to your brand, just tell us a bit about them.
Well, Norwegian Cruise Line has been in existence for 51 years now, and we've had many firsts that we've had, and you can see here in terms of our brand ship, it's absolutely luxurious in terms of what we actually offer, and it's all about having the freedom to enjoy what you want to do when you want to do it. It's freestyle cruising.
So no set dining times, anything like that?
No set dining times, and no dress code. It's the customer's holiday, so it's for them to enjoy.
Now, I like drinks on my cruise.
Yes.
Tell me about the promotion that you've launched this April.
Well, our Free at Sea is a fantastic customising, letting the customer customise their cruise holiday. So they can actually have the normal cruise fare, but then on a 7-night cruise, they can customise it for £99 and choose two of our fabulous offers, which can be the premium drinks package, a dining package, Wi-Fi package, or a shore excursion package.
Wow. So this is incredible. I mean, Glenn, these have been selling so fast.
So I think it started the 4th of April, didn't it? And it's just flown.
Loads of my friends have booked already, actually. So for £99, you can choose two from premium drinks package, and that's drinks up to $15.
$15 a drink.
I've done my research. Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Specialty restaurants.
Yes.
And how many of those would you get?
On a 7-night cruise, that'd be 3 nights in a specialty restaurant.
Or what's the other one, the fourth one?
And then you get some on board, so you get ship like shore excursion credit, $50 per cabin that you can put towards one of your shore excursions.
And that's per port, isn't it?
Per port of call, yes.
So free at sea for £99 for a week's cruise, you choose two of those big perks.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
And it's incredible value, because if you actually buy a drinks package on a daily basis, it's $99. So already you can see the benefit.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be free at sea. Now, a very important lady has been cruising recently with NCL, hasn't she?
She has. This is Simone Clark. She's our Vice President of Global Supply. She's got the best job in the world. She goes out and sees a lot of these new places that they're visiting. She's over on the Norwegian Joy at the moment, and as I said, she sent some wonderful pictures through. Very nice chance to go out and see the ship and in all its glory.
Is that the job you'd like, by the way?
Yes, I applied for it, didn't get it. Sorry. This time last year, I was in Canada.
Really?
I was on the Rocky, just travelling across there, now in
you were.
Peterborough. I know where I'd rather be.
But for those of you that don't know Glenn, by the way, Glenn actually works obviously for Planet Cruise. You take the bookings, don't you?
I
Give
do,
advice.
yeah. I was there this morning, 8 o'clock this morning, doing some bookings and stuff like that. And I'll be back tomorrow. So, yeah, it's been good. It's been really, really busy in the office. Norwegians have launched there anyway, but it's been busy anyway. I'm looking forward to it. I'm on my cruise on Friday.
I know you are.
I know, I'm looking forward to it, taking the family away.
Glenn, just before we, Nigel, before we start the show, you've got a few quick shout-outs, haven't you?
Yes, of course. I always have a couple of shout-outs. So my shout-outs today, first of all, we're going out to Jack Shuttleworth. He asked me to give him a shout-out, so I said I'll give a shout-out to you, Jack. How are you? And also, Stuart asked me to give a shout-out to Malcolm and Zelina. I hope I said that right. Tate from Great Yarmouth. They're off on the Far East cruise. They always watch the show, and I said I'll give you a quick call-out as well. But we've had some lovely, lovely clients in the last few weeks, and a lot of people watch the show.
And it has been busy, hasn't it?
And it has been busy, yeah. It just carries on.
I want to say hello to a very special couple, Colin and Janet, who've been cruising loads and have only just discovered the show. So thank you for tuning in tonight. I know they're watching tonight. Anyway, I think we should begin, boys, don't you?
Yes, definitely.
And we're going to start with the Norwegian Epic. And this is a ship that I've always wanted to cruise on because, again, she's a world first in many ways, isn't she?
She is, yes. It was one of the first supersized cruise liners to be introduced into the cruise with Norwegian and with the cruise industry, actually.
Yeah.
So, and it's a fabulous ship, absolutely fabulous. There's so many different things to actually do. I've actually cruised on it 5 times myself. One of my favourites.
Well, the price of this is amazing, but let's take you on board and we will talk you through. First of all, she looks amazing, doesn't she?
Oh, she is an amazing ship. I mean, the Norwegian Epic, in terms of entertainment on board the ship, we actually have Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, as one of the shows on board. Which is great.
I saw that at the West End 3 times and it cost me a fortune. Yeah. It's brilliant show. But I'm looking here, so much to see here, isn't
the aqua part there you can see for the children is absolutely fantastic. It's actually got the largest plunge pool at sea.
Wow.
You know, and it's not just the kids that like that as well. I mean, obviously the adults have a good go on there. And also we have the kids clubs like the Splash Academy for the younger kids, and then for the teenagers, the Entourage. And
we've
then
seen here grown-ups becoming grown-ups as well.
Absolutely, in the spa. The spa is great. And one tip there is you can buy a spa pass for the week, so it's well worth getting that in advance.
I like the footy. Your casinos are amazing. Loads happening with those. But again, we're looking at some of the restaurants. Up to 22 dining options.
Absolutely, yeah. There's up to 22 different choices of this. And then showtime. This is actually we have a Spiegel tent of show.
I'm looking here.
Circus Dreams. Yeah.
Masses of entertainment. And what's the Cavern Club?
It's the Beatles Club. So rock and roll to the Beatles in the Cavern Club.
And remember, with Free at Sea, if you go for that drinks package, 20 bars to choose from.
Yeah, that's handy, isn't it?
It is.
That'll be the morning sorted out on day one.
And another great feature on the ship is we have an adults-only area at the back of the ship called H2O Spy. So it's like relaxing during the day, and then at night it becomes like an Ibiza, sort of a beach party place.
We just had some of our guys from our office went on it a couple of years ago. What's so good about the Epic, and I like it for the families, because it goes out of Barcelona, so it stays there most of the year. 2-hour, 20-minute flight out to Barcelona, 20 minutes from the airport straight to the ship, and then it's so good. I think Norwegian's really, really good because it caters for families, adults, it caters for everybody. And with the different bars and restaurants, you're never going to get bored.
Yeah, and the great thing about the Epic from Barcelona, you've got all the regional airports as well you can
Exactly.
fly from.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, as you say, it's so easy to get there. 2.5 hours, transfers 20 minutes.
Really good.
And the price tonight starts at just $8.99. But let's talk through some of the great places that you're going to be visiting. So we fly, as we mentioned, you over to Barcelona.
Yeah, so again, we've based this on flying into Barcelona and then sailing, but obviously, like we normally do, you can repackage this, have a couple of days in Las Ramblas and stay in Barcelona and take in the sights. And then from there, you're doing a sort of Western Mediterranean cruise. But what's nice, rather than going out of Southampton, you're in the Med straight away. So chill out, relax your day at sea, which I always think is nice. And then from there, we go into one of my favourite destinations, which is Naples. So much to do here with Capri, Ischia, you go to the Amalfi Coast, Sorrento, and of course Pompeii and Vesuvius. So unfortunately you're only there one day. There's so much to do in Naples. Naples itself is okay, it's busy, a lot of traffic. I would get out and do one of the tours, definitely. Then we go on to Civitavecchia. Obviously that's the gateway then to get into Rome. For those of you who don't know, where you dock in Civi, it's about an hour and a half's drive depending on traffic to get into the heart of Rome.
It's worth doing.
Oh, it's fantastic. there's certain cities in the world. We were in London last Wednesday, and we were wandering around with the family, and you think you'd need a week, 2 weeks to just take in anything. It's going to be the same with Rome, but when you go there for the day, you just take in the sights, then you'd probably come back for a longer stay in the future. But again, Sistine Chapel, Colosseum, Vatican. We then go down into Livorno. Livorno, most people tend to go to Florence or Pisa. You can actually do both in one day. You can do an excursion. Again, you can go to other places as well.
I went to Lucca.
Lucca, beautiful.
Wonderful, yeah.
And again, if you want your Italian wines and your food and you really want to immerse yourself in the Italian culture, that's a nice place to do that. And again, going over to a place like Lucca is just something a bit different than going to the standard Florence and Pisa. But of course, that is the most famous sites to go and see. We then head down into Cannes. Now, of course, the first date we've got here is the 19th of May, which is one of our dates we have. The Cannes Film Festival is on around about that time. So Cannes, famous for the film festival. That whole Côte d'Azur comes alive in next month with the Grand Prix and the film festival. That's the place where the rich and famous go to, and you can actually go along to the theatre and see there. From there we go on to the Balearic Islands. We're going to Palma, Mallorca. Again, we dock in Palma. Great, the shuttle buses will take you around that area there, drop you there. That's the Gothic-style cathedral. The harbour there, that's just along from where we got married, just along from there. And then from there you can go over to Soller, Valdemossa, go over to Magaluf, Santa Ponsa, loads of things to do in Palma. And then flip back into Barcelona, and that's where you disembark. So you could, if you wanted to, do a 2-day stay at the start, a 2-day stay at the end, vice versa, however you want to do it, we can work that for you.
Well, let's just have a look at the Epic one final time. I mean, so much choice, and as you said, Glenn, something for absolutely everybody.
There is, you're never going to get bored on there, and as I said, for the kids it's brilliant, for adults you've got that chill out area,
yeah.
And again, you've almost got like a shopping arcade of bars and restaurants to go and see.
And also, we've got to mention, you do great studio apartments, don't you?
Yeah, we do studio apartments for the single traveller.
Yeah.
There's 126 studio apartments on the Epic.
Do you still
There they are, look, we've just seen one there.
Do you still do the thing on there where you have their own lounge, don't they, for the single travellers? Yeah. I noticed that when I went on it. So they've got their own lounge area for single travellers that you can all meet together. And then also, do you still do the thing where you put your name on the board if you want to go for dinner, and then you can join up with other people, and then so you're not by yourself?
Yeah.
It's a great way of doing it.
What were you doing in the single area? You're married, Glenn.
Yeah, she's got the bed though, it's great.
But a great range, you can see that, of accommodation. Price-wise, we've got a wonderful selection of dates as well. We'll talk about those in a second. But this is really important. This month, NCL, Norwegian Cruise Line, they have launched Free at Sea. This is amazing. For £99, you can add on 2 extra benefits, and that's your premium beverage drinks package. That's worth a fortune, right?
Yeah.
That's what I say, $99 normally per day. So.
Per day?
$640 for the week.
I mean, yeah, most people do choose that one. But you do get 2, so specialty dining, so that would be 3 of the specialty restaurants, Wi-Fi or shore excursion credit. Do you need to choose that tonight, Glenn, when you book?
Yeah, normally when you phone in, you decide what you want to do. As I said, the most popular one, to be quite honest, is the beverage package and the speciality dining. But you might not drink, so you might say, oh, I'll take the dining and the Wi-Fi, or we want to do trips and the thing. So you literally pick 2 of the 4.
Right, and that's just for £99. Return flights based on London, and as Glenn mentioned, we can add on an extra 2 nights in Barcelona in a wonderful hotel there from just £129 per person. Price-wise, we've got a huge variety of dates. This is just a little selection. Starting May this year and going all the way through into July 2020. And looking there, I mean, there's some really great deals on things like the balcony, the mini suites, the single studios. So great selection there. But things are selling very fast, aren't they?
Yeah, and again, if you look at that May 19 or May 20, they're the times I'd go down to that Côte d'Azur. So look at the prices there. And
really good, aren't they?
Yeah, really, really good.
But I don't know if you saw my Facebook page earlier, but I actually cruised on this next ship quite a few years ago, actually, about 9 years ago, 10 years ago, and I had the most wonderful time on the Jade. I was there with friends. Really great time. And so I love the fact that, I think a lot of people, they perceive cruising to be quite formal and set dining and being told to do this at this time of day, but completely the opposite of that.
Yeah, and the great thing about the Jade, it was reforbished last year.
Yes, I know, I looked and she's changed a lot, actually,
It's great being on the ship now. I actually went cruised to Norway in the fjords last year on and I'm going again this year as well. So no,
yeah,
it's a lovely ship.
I mean, she was great when I was on. That was 10 years ago. She's been completely refurbished, hasn't she?
Yeah, and she's got great entertainment again on board the ship, like Blazing Boots, which is a country western musical that I have on board. We've got some great little bars on there, like the Magnum's champagne bar, the sugarcane mojito bar. You're getting back to the drinks again now. I'm afraid on there.
I think you're talking to a converted market.
But before you go on this incredible cruise, you actually spend a little bit of time in Singapore, don't you?
Yeah, so we're going to fly you over now. Again, with this one, we based it on London, but to be quite honest, going over to Singapore, we can fly you Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, Newcastle, Emirates via Dubai. That's not a problem. We've done it with 2-night stay. Personally, I would extend it to 3 nights because I think when you're in Singapore, there's loads to see with Raffles and Sentosa and Marina Bay Sands. So we've done it with 2. I'd extend it an extra day. You're probably looking at another 60, 70 quid per person. And again, with that one, you've got the chance to go to Gardens by the Bay, which is phenomenal. Now, with that one as well, once you've done that, we're then going to, of course, embark the Jade, and that's when you're going to start your 12-night cruise.
Now, I don't think we can ever see enough of Glenn. Do you?
Listen, this is TV gold.
So here he is, on board.
Welcome to Norwegian Jade. 15 decks full of dining venues, bars, places to relax and places to dance the night away. So what are we waiting for? Let's go and take a look. From the moment you step on board, you'll be faced with your first dilemma. Where do you eat first? You could try the Asian-inspired food of Jasmine Garden, or maybe one of the 2 main dining rooms. But if you're a night owl, then head over to Oceans, an Irish-themed bar serving food 24 hours a day. You can take in the flavours of Brazil at the Moderno Curaçao. If you fancy something with a bit of ooh la la and a Parisian touch, then head over to Le Bistro. If you want to relax with a specialty coffee and people watch, then the Atrium Cafe and Bar is the place to be. If you like a bit of a boogie, then head along to the Bliss or the Spinnaker Lounge. Or for those of you in need of a cocktail, then there's a Mixer, Martini and Cocktail Bar, or the Sugarcane Mojito Bar. Jade offers 2 different kids clubs on board. Both clubs offer a multitude of activities to keep the young ones amused. But if that's not enough, there are always swimming pools, sports facilities, or the video arcade. Now, while the kids are busy, this gives you the chance to relax, and where better at the Mandara Spa. With a host of spa treatments designed to put you in a very peaceful and tranquil mood, there is nowhere better to recharge those batteries. So whether you want to dance the night away, or maybe you just want to watch someone else do it, Norwegian Jade has got it all. For a full-blown country music spectacular, head along to Blazing Boots. If country isn't your thing, then head along to Elements, where music, magic and dance combine for a mesmerising performance. From cosy, comfortable insides through to huge 3-bedroom Haven Garden villas, there's a huge choice of accommodation on board Norwegian Jade. But if you want to be treated like royalty, then take a look at the Haven, which is the most luxurious accommodation on the ship. You even get a private sun deck, concierge service, and of course that all-important 24-hour butler.
Yeah, he looks very at home now.
That's what you know.
You were enjoying that, you
me up to
were.
the garden villa, and you go into it, and you've got 2 separate rooms that have got normal doors for rooms, haven't you, like
That's
actual
right, yeah.
cabins, and then you go into the villa itself, and outstairs it's huge. It can sleep 8 people.
8 people, you got your own jacuzzi, your own outdoor
you would never,
dining area.
ever leave it. Ever. You just stay and look down on the people.
Pure luxury,
Oh,
doesn't
it's
it? I couldn't get him out of there, you know, when he filmed it.
Well, you're going to see some amazing places on this one, actually. So, again, we'll just get Glenn to sort it through. So, obviously, we've had our time in Singapore.
Yeah, so I've been busy in Singapore, so always nice to have a relaxing day. Then we head down into Bangkok, Lam Shabang. It's about 2.5 hours down from Lam Shabang into Bangkok. We've got an overnight there. So
Which is
again,
really good, because it can be a little bit of a rush, can't
yeah,
it?
so it's nice to have that overnight on there. You go to the floating markets, go and see the various pagodas and the temples that they have there, which is wonderful. We then go down into Cambodia. Now, if you've never been down there before, you'll have your beaches, diving. You could do a city tour, maybe go out into the countryside to the waterfalls. Plenty of stuff to do there. Then a relaxing day at sea to take it easy. Then we start on Vietnam. So we go into Ho Chi Minh to start with, which again we feature quite a lot on the show. Cuchi tunnels, you've got the Ben Tham market if you want to do a bit of haggling and bartering. You've also got the War Remembrance Museum, and of course modern history there comes alive in Vietnam. Beautiful place to go and see. Somber past, but very, very interesting while you're there. We then head down into the Long Song Pagoda of Nha Trang. So we're going down further along the coastline there. You've also got the Vinpearl Amusement Arcade, and you've also got the cable car. But if not, take it easy, chill out on the beaches, whatever you want to do there. Vietnam is so cheap to eat and drink, so you'll have a wonderful time. It is. It's brilliant. We then go to central Vietnam, so we're heading up the coastline there. And with this one, you've got the, I would take a tour here and go and explore the countryside, out to see the paddy fields, the water buffalo. This is what you've seen in the films, this is what you want to go and see. And it's not quite as commercial, and if you want to see the real Vietnam, great opportunity to do there. From there, we go down into Halong Bay. Now, Halong Bay here, you've got to take one of the junk boats out. These are the views you're going to get. This is what Vietnam's famous for. It's phenomenal, and the boat trips they have there are, again, another thing to tick off your bucket list. From there, relaxing day at sea, before we then head back into Hong Kong, one of the great cities of this part of the world. And again, we've packaged this with 2 nights. 2 nights I think would be fine, but if you want to extend it to 3 or 4, we can do that for you. We just add on extra night stays. And this is where the old culture meets modern architecture. You've got the amazing skyline there. Of course, you've got Victoria Peak to take your views over there. And of course, they've got the Symphony of Lights cruise if you wanted to do that. That's, of course, they've got the light show every night there.
And that is amazing.
Oh, it's wonderful. So 2 days to me would be fine, but if you want to extend it and you've got the time to do it, add it on. And again, you're probably looking at another £60, £70 per person to add a night on.
Well, let's have a look at the Norwegian Jade. So, completely refurbished last year.
Yes, yeah.
And again, you know, you were saying earlier that your ships are floating resorts, and they are. You know, there is something for everybody, isn't there?
There is, and I think with all the different restaurants we have on board, it gives the choice to the customer.
Yeah.
You can actually eat in a different restaurant every night of the cruise, especially on like the 7-night cruises. You know, so it's like dining around the world. You really have got the choice, and then for everything you need.
And great entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, the cabins, depends what you do in the cabins, but I think there's so much going on these ships. To be quite honest, most people just sleep and shower and they're out again because there's so much going on the ships themselves.
Now, in terms of what's included, first of all, you've got your extra stays in both Singapore and Hong Kong. You said you could extend those if you wish.
You can stay as long as you want. So we just move the flights a couple of days earlier or a couple of days later at the end, and you just pay for extra nights in the hotel. And again, with the flights, we can look at regionals on there. We can look at, you know, Birmingham, Manchester, normally the Emirates through Dubai.
Now, this is definitely what it is. Bear in mind the length of the cruise. You can upgrade to free at sea from only £149 per person. And then again, you can choose 2 of the extra benefits. Premium drinks package, that's
Still there.
yeah, it's still there. And that's definitely one I'd choose. You don't have to, but that is worth so much money, isn't it?
It is.
So
great
just
value.
so hang on, it's a 12-night cruise, and how much would it normally be a day for the drinks?
$99.
$99.
That's £1,000.
Yeah, pretty much £1,000. So you could choose that. Specialty dining. So you'd get, now is it 5 restaurants?
You get 5
on
nights.
a longer cruise.
On the longer
Great.
cruise, it's 5 nights in their specialty restaurants.
Or you could choose Wi-Fi or short excursion credit as well. So you choose any 2 of those from just £149. You can also add on Chinese New Year as well.
Yeah, Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
We've got the Great Wall Terracotta Warriors tour from about $649 per person. Again, just give the guys a call tonight. They've got all the details there for you. They're primed and ready to go.
And return flights based on London, but as Glenn mentioned, we would be able to look at other airports for you, of course, as well. That's really good.
Yeah.
Break that down, isn't it? Really good. But we're going to move on now to our next cruise, which is on board the Norwegian Star. And this is a lovely itinerary around the Greek Isles. I always think it doesn't get prettier than the Greek Islands, does it?
I've done this itinerary twice. I absolutely love it. The islands are.
Can I just say, anything that's got Mykonos, Santorini, Kefalonia on one of the ports of call is a winner. When you've got 3 of them, these go like hotcakes because they're, to me, they're the 3 best areas to go to in that part of the world.
And also cruising out of Venice. I mean,
going down the Grand Canal is just superb. And the Greek islands always sells very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, this one starts at just $879 tonight. But let's take you on board. So the Norwegian Star, is she a slightly smaller ship, or?
Yeah, slightly smaller ship. It takes 2,300 passengers compared to our larger ships, which take 4,000 on the breakaway class.
Can I just say, this is not what the ship looks like. This is in the refurbishment.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have mentioned,
Yes. Just
We're
in
just
case
coming on,
anyone's wondering.
Yeah, we're just coming on to that. So
Yeah.
she, again, has been completely refurbished and reintroduced.
Completely refurbished last year, and she looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it amazes me how much they do in that short period of time. There's 1,800 workers on board.
Oh yeah.
If you've never seen a refit before, it's like
look at this.
It's amazing how they do it.
I could do with one of these.
And we've introduced some new features on the ship, like the new sky high bar, which is right at the top deck, so you get panoramic views, like you said, going down the Grand Canal.
And just looking at the before and afters here now, John.
Yeah.
That was the Le Bistro, wasn't it?
That was Le Bistro, one of the speciality restaurants, La Cucina, the Italian restaurant that we have on board. And
what's this one here?
Teppanyaki,
They're my
Japanese.
favourite restaurants.
So you start to get a flavour now of how we do dining from around the world with the different restaurants we have. And another feature on the ship we've actually introduced is adults only area as well, H2O Spice. That's got its own pool area and jacuzzis and bar area. So
and that's all adults only?
That's adults only in that particular area. So you've got the children with the fun in the room with the
I'll be there, you can be there with the family.
I'll just be looking over there just as I go off to kids club.
Actually, you could get away and join me, couldn't you?
We've got great sort of entertainment on there, like Band on the Run, going back to the 70s with Queen and Donna Summer, and also Vegas, the show with Elvis to Tina Turner. So great entertainment on board.
Good one, isn't it?
Really good. So let's take you to these beautiful Greek islands. So obviously we're flying you from UK to Venice, and as we mentioned, cruising out of Venice.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better, does it?
I'll tell you in about 10 days' time.
Oh yeah, that's what you're doing.
It's just so nice to have a cruise, but when you haven't got one booked, it's so nice rubbing it in. So this one here, I mean, if you can go to the balcony, to stand out your balcony as you go down out of Venice, is wonderful. But if not, you can be on the top deck. And then we're going to some great destinations. Now, Kotor is Montenegro. This is wonderful. I've never been there before. As I said, I'm there next week, and everyone says to me, she's sailing. It's amazing. These new destinations in this part of the world becoming so popular now, and we're just going to wander around and get lost for the day in Kotor. It looks absolutely amazing, almost like the fjords as you're sailing in. Really looking forward to that one. We're then going to Corfu. That's where we're staying for our second week of our cruise, but this is where you're going on the port of call. And again, from here, you can go out and see the old fortress. You can go to some of the beach areas there. It's a great island to go and explore. And again, you've got the history and culture while you're there. And as I said, I'll give you an update in a couple of weeks' time when I'm back. But it is a nice place. As I said, I've been there many, many times before. A great place to go and explore. We then go into, I think, three of the best places anywhere in the world, to be quite honest. First of all, Santorini, I think, is one of the greatest sailings, not only in Europe and the Med, in the world. Now here, you want to go, you dock into a tender port, and then that's Fira, directly in front of you, and that's where you go up on the cable car or go up on the donkeys. Don't go on the donkeys, go on the cable car. But then go over to Oya, that's where your blue dome buildings are. That's where you see your postcards from, so go over there, and it's a wonderful place, and just take looks down on the ship, and it's stunning, stunning views. From there, you move on to Mykonos. Now, Mykonos, you dock, and you've got the horseshoe area there where you can take shuttle buses or walk, and that's what I mean, that horseshoe there. And that is the town of Mykonos town there. At the back, you've got the famous windmills. Shirley Valentine was filmed there, so watch that before you go, just to get you in the mood. But again, we just go into Mykonos, sit around there. If you want to sample Greece in all its glory and try the local cuisine, a glass of ouzo, that's a good chance to do that. Then from there into Kefalonia, another great destination. Not many cruise ships go in there, but they do on here. Captain Mandolin's, Captain Corelli Mandolin, Nicolas Cage was filmed here. And again, a couple of things to know. I used to run all the way down that coastline and up to the lighthouse, but you can go over to the Melacina Caves.
That was many years ago, wasn't it?
Oh, God, yeah, I need assistance now. But you've got the Melacina Caves, which is one of the good tours that we used to do. That's amazing with the light coming through into the caves. You can also go and see the sea turtles of Akastoli. But the whole destination there is great. And we used to go across in the morning, have a little bit of meze before popping back to the ship for the afternoon. It's great. Then from there into Dubrovnik, another wonderful place to go and see. This is the walled city. It was obviously had big destructions in the war, in the Yugoslavian war, but now it's all been a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You've got the red roof buildings there. And as you go into Dubrovnik, it comes alive. And as I said, we used to wander around in Dubrovnik. It's a great destination. And again, just to rub it in, Sean, I'm there on Saturday. And then finally back into Venice, and that's where you disembark. Now, if you want to add on a couple of days stay in Venice at the start or the end, we can do that for you. If not, we've based this just on the 7-day cruise.
Well, let's just take a look at the Norwegian Star, because you saw that massive refurbishment. She's stunning, isn't she?
She is.
And again, just looking here, massive choice as ever of restaurants and bars and facilities.
But I was speaking to Nigel about the speciality restaurant. He said, yeah, you can go back to the same restaurant 2 or 3 times.
Oh,
if you've got that
really?
meal pack, you don't have to just go and try different ones, where there's certain ones you can use. But on a 7-day cruise, you've got 3 meals there, plus you've got your normal restaurants as well. So we're saying on a 7-day cruise, you literally can dine in a different restaurant every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing you can do also, before you go on your cruise, you can actually customise your cruise in terms of which restaurants you want to eat in. So I know we say no set dining times, but you can actually pre-book your special restaurants.
Cagney's for the Saturday night, 8 o'clock for 2 of you.
Right.
Do it that way.
Yeah, and actually on board the ship, we actually have TV screens around the ship that show the dining every sort of half an hour, so you can get a feeling for, if I want to go to that restaurant, yeah, I'll go there, or let's try a different restaurant.
So it shows you how busy it is.
Yes.
Okay. So let's show you what's included. Now this is amazing. This is why so many people are booking. You can upgrade to free at sea for only £99 per person, and that adds on 2 extra benefits. The first one, I'll mention it again, is the premium drinks package, the beverage package, and that includes, that is so comprehensive. We're talking about any drink up to $15. So we are talking about, give me some brand names, for example.
Well, you've got the Goose gin. There's gin on there.
Right.
You've also got all of the cocktails that are on there. There's up to 30 different wines that you can have in each of the restaurants by the glass. So
it's pretty much everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yes, a brilliant drinks package, specialty dining, so you get to choose 3 restaurants or the same restaurant 3 times. Wi-Fi or shore excursion credit, return flights based on London. You can add on Venice or Lake Garda as well.
Yeah, or you could do Lake Garda and Venice.
Yeah, of course you could. And if you've already booked for 2019, then we have got the Norwegian Dawn, and she'll be sailing to the Greek Isles in 2020. Again, just call our team for details. Price-wise, $879 is the lead price on that November date, but we've got a big selection there again.
I really like that September date.
September's lovely in the Greek Islands, isn't it? But again, just looking at the upgrades, a room with a view, you can go for an outside on that October date or September date for just a little bit more there. Mini suites, and the suites are pretty good as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very luxurious, the suites. Yeah, it gives you more room in the actual stateroom when you're in there.
And they're really good prices, really good. But we also have, now we've got a...
Something new, is it?
No, this is our hot pick.
Right.
And this itinerary is brand new.
It's brand new for us, yes. It's the first time we've gone down to South Africa. So it's creating a lot of interest since this has been launched for us.
And this is a 23-night African safari and Seychelles with stay there for the 26th of February on the Norwegian Dawn. And just looking there, let's just talk to the ports here, shall we? Because it's an amazing itinerary,
this is going to do Cape Town, and then this is going to take in loads of places along there. So Mossel Bay, we used to go there and go off and do one of the day safaris, up to Port Elizabeth, and then look where you're going, Mauritius and Seychelles on that one as well, back up to Abu Dhabi. And again, with this one as well, you can upgrade free at sea for £99 per person to add both, obviously, the beverage and the speciality dining, depending on what you want to do. But this is not till 2021. So just remember, you can book this now, and you've got, 18 months, 2 years to pay it off? So we've still got that system where you can pay it off. People say, well, I don't know if I'll be alive in 2021. That's what some of our guests said to me the other day. I said, you'll be fine, love, just give me a deposit. So, but you can do your deposit, and then you can pay it off over 2 years. It's the best way to do it, and this is a wonderful, wonderful destination. And if you really, and again, I think what we've done it there with the extra stay down there with the African safari as well, it's a wonderful chance to do that.
Yeah, and as I say, it's selling very, very fast with it being a new itinerary.
Exactly.
So.
But if you have just joined us, by the way, this is a Planet Cruise show with a difference. It's the first time we've ever had a TV special with Norwegian Cruise Line, NCL, and we've got amazing exclusive offers and deals. But we all have our wish list, don't we? I've got a list of places I'd love to visit. I've been very lucky. I think I've done about 30 cruises, seen a lot of the world. But I have not been to Alaska, and that's really high on my list. You have done this exact itinerary, haven't you, Nigel?
I have.
We've seen your holiday photos.
Oh, well, yeah, we have, yeah. We've had to edit them, but You were telling me an amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the cruises that have been on my bucket list for ages, going to Alaska, and I really did my planning beforehand. I recommend anyone going to Alaska really thinks about what they want to see and do, and I thought I'd draw out some of the highlights in the cruise I actually went on. And Seattle I started at, and this is actually starting off with a seaplane going up to the Bear Watch. So we flew from the resort up into the area where you go to a bear sanctuary, and you can actually see the bears actually catching a salmon out of the river. I mean, it's a real wildlife experience to be here, you know.
Is this you flying the plane?
I wish. But the best excursion I did was actually on the helicopter going up to the glacier.
Just looking at this right now.
Yeah, to actually go all the way up to the top of the glacier was absolutely amazing by helicopter, feeling the crunch of your feet and seeing the crystal ice out there. That's a couple of pictures of me when I was 21 to when I went last year, so reminiscing actually being there.
I think it's on paper, Anne, is it?
But it's actually amazing seeing the ship in the port, though, when you've gone out up to the glacier and coming back. Whale watching, that was absolutely amazing going there. You sort of go out on the boat and they say, there she blows, and the speedboat goes straight out there, and then you capture the whale's fin going up, and it's good. And
I definitely will do this.
Yeah.
Definitely. But we should say, before the cruise on this one, we actually fly you to Seattle.
Yeah.
And we're there for 2 nights, isn't it, at a 4-star hotel?
Again, we can adapt it if you want longer in there. I think it's just been voted one of the great cities of the States.
And it's so easy to walk around. It's so easy to walk around. There's great attractions to actually see. There's like an underground tour of the city, going up to Chudley Gardens, which is fantastic. It's with the glass factory they've actually got there, and in the gardens they've actually got the glass in with the gardens. And it's just spectacular.
Is it the Space Needle as well?
Yeah, you've got the Space Needle.
Yeah,
that's the one there that you actually see. So there's a very great place to walk around, very easy.
Yeah.
And then the ship actually sails directly from the port of Seattle. So you literally go down to the promenade and you board the ship, and it's great actually sailing away from Seattle with the ship. Really good experience there.
Well, let's just take you on board, because this time we're on board the Norwegian Bliss. And this gives you an idea of, say, the beautiful scenery and experience you're going to have. It must be magical.
It's very magical, and to actually see the glaciers there and sort of how they're sort of eroding a bit in the wave, you see how it's progressing there, but also going down the Sawyer Glacier and seeing the small little icebergs in there and going right very close, standing down there. It's so tranquil, but at the same time you can do so many other activities. You can do the canoeing. We also, on the ship, you can even go go-karting. It's quite different an experience. But there's so much to do and see when you're there. But definitely go to see Northern Hawk Glacier. Definitely do the whale watching. Take the helicopter excursion, because you'll regret it if you don't. That's one of the places on the bucket list you've got to really explore.
I'm hoping to go in 2 years' time, actually. That's the plan.
And there's great facilities on the ship, though, in terms of there. To relax in the evening, we have Jersey Boys as one of the shows.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, one of my favourites, actually.
And I say for the families, you've got the aqua park. I've already mentioned the go-karts, but we've even got laser tag on that particular ship. But one of the key features is the observation lounge, which you saw on there, which is 3 sort of stories to actually view as you're going up the Sawyer.
But that's what you do in the Alaska. That's what you do.
Yeah,
it's a bit like the fields of Norway. The cruising is some of the highlights. Actually going through the cruising as well as going to the ports of call.
Yeah. And we also have the waterfront, which is on both sides of the ship, which is where we've got shops, bars, and restaurants along both sides.
Well, let's just talk through, say, some of the great, destinations here. So the first day is actually at sea, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, and then we go on to the main. This is on to Juneau, and then of course the Mednor Glacier.
Yeah, and you've got the Mednor Glacier instead, and the whale watching you can do there. In the ports, the small ports are easy to walk around as well.
Yeah. But I think really, if you can and do it, you need to do the tours and get out there and see
That's
stuff.
what you're there for, rather than sort of in the actual resort.
And then it's Skagway next, isn't
Skagway, yeah, and that one there, you've got the White Pass Yukon Railway, which is a great trip to go and do, and also, of course, it's the Gold Rush area.
Yeah, it's the old Gold Rush train that they actually use. It goes right the way, and you go right the way to the top, and you get over to the Canadian border, and you can go to the Yukon bridge, suspension bridge, come back, and they put a passport stamp in your passport.
Oh, really?
And then we've got sailing through Glacier Glacier Bay, and again, this is amazing sort of scenery.
It is, as you're cruising down there and just taking in the sights as it gets larger and larger with the glaciers.
Beautiful. Look at those. Stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
And
then we go into Ketchikan.
Yep.
So Ketchikan again is a misty fjord, sort of the salmon fishing, and it's more the wooden style huts on the stands.
Yeah, it's a great old town there they've actually got. It's great to walk around, but say again, that's where you can do sort of the bear watch excursions from. But I say when you get there, really plan it out, really look at what excursion.
Exactly.
And again, when we get into the office,
you can duplicate a few in a few, don't you? So you can do one in one place, then move on to and do it, depending on what's available.
A lot of them do the whale watching in each of the different ports of call, but cram as much as you can in to see as much if you're going that distance.
And then from there we're down into Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria, you can go to Bush Gardens, which is beautiful gardens they've got there. You can see the colours in there. It's just amazing walking around. They've got waterfalls and fountains in there.
And
it's it's very great place. Then there's the old city hall that we've got in there. So beautiful. Victoria's a great little place to walk around as well.
And then back to Seattle, isn't it, where we disembark?
Yeah, and that's where we're going to fly back. And again, we're going between June and September. Best time to go, obviously, again, for your whale watching and things like that for the nature.
And just having a...
It's over 2 levels on there, and they actually go 30 miles an hour, so it's great
get
fun.
a picture of you on a go-kart by a glacier.
I've got it.
But as we say, something for absolutely everybody. That's more me there.
Yeah,
that's more me. And that. But let's just remind you what's included. So you do get the 2-night stay in the 4-star hotel in Seattle. Very important, this only launched this month, free at sea. So remember, for only £99 per person, you can have 2 extra benefits. And that could be your premium beverage package. That's worth $99 a night. So a huge amount of value there. Specialty dining, that would be 3 restaurants, Wi-Fi, or short excursion credit as well. Price-wise, just quick to show you here. I would upgrade to an outside if you can, or a balcony, because you really want to take in those.
You definitely, absolutely.
Will use it. You will, especially the balcony.
Yeah. So if you can upgrade, then I would definitely do that tonight. But amazing value on that one.
Really good. Really
good. Right. What is next? The Norwegian Getaway. I was actually on the launch of this. Yeah.
That's back in 2014.
Yeah, it was 2014. Yeah. And I thought she was amazing.
Yeah.
Again, lots of things I'd never seen before on a cruise ship.
And it's got the waterfront, as I say, which goes along both sides of the ship, like all of our breakaway.
Well, let's show you and talk you through, actually. So this is the Getaway. So I just remember seeing so many things on board the ship.
They never blend in, do they, your ships? They never...
everyone knows we're there.
But a lot of outside space, isn't there?
Yeah, like I said, the waterfront you've got there, but also they've got 28 different dining options on this ship. We've got Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville on here as well. And in terms of entertainment-wise, we've got Fat Cats Jazz Club and Blues Club for a bit of jazz there.
Have you walked the plank yet?
I haven't walked the plank.
No. I didn't trust myself.
Only 8 feet out.
But the thing is, these ships, like you see in the video, I mean, as I say, these are the promotional videos there, but they do cater for everybody. So the kids are looked after. And I've got a lot of friends that have never cruised before. Oh, I don't know whether to do it. I say, I don't know what it is to think about. You've got a family, you've got adults, children. There's something for everyone, and you know they're going to be looked after. And everything's included on it. And it's, I like the fact that it's easy. So if you do a land holiday, you look and thinking, well, is that restaurant any good? Yeah.
You can wander around for ages trying to find somewhere to eat. Whereas on a cruise ship, it's all that, and it's very safe as well. So, cruise ships, especially with the family.
Yeah.
Or when I go with my mum, who's in the late 70s, everything's there, and it all feels nice and safe, and it's easy, isn't it?
It's easy.
Yeah.
So this is the whole point of cruising.
It is. I'm just thinking I do need to book my next one, but lots of places here again that I've never visited.
Have you never done these?
No.
So this one we're going to fly over to Copenhagen. Now again with this one we could add on stays in Copenhagen if you wanted to. Main flights on there we tend to use EasyJet going out of Gatwick and Manchester on there, but obviously we can look at regionals, but they're generally what we're going to use on there for you. We then go to a place called Warnemünde. Warnemünde you might not have heard of before. This is quite a resort port of call we go to. There's great German bars there and restaurants. You've got the beach area, but if not, then you can take the trip to Berlin. It's a 12-hour tour. It's a long day, 3 hours each way, but you've got about 6-7 hours in Berlin. Wonderful city if you've never been. Brandenburg Gate. You can go to the the Wall. You can take the river cruise along there. I loved Berlitz, one of my favourite places to go to. But if you don't want that long trip, then stay in Warnemünde. You will not be disappointed. Then a chill out, relaxing day, and then into one of the great sailings in this part of the world is Stockholm. Through the various islands into Stockholm. Loads of things to see here. You've got the museums to go and see, the old style buildings. But I would a trip to Vasa Museum and ABBA is definitely one worth to go and see. We're then going to Tallinn. Tallinn is a bit more of a chill-out port of call. Again, shuttle buses into town. You've got the cobbled streets there. You've got the old and the new. Most people stay in the old part of town. You've got the main square. Again, great bars and restaurants. All the locals are dressed in traditional clothing. That's the gateway to get into the centre of Tallinn. Because it's a relaxing day before you hit St. Petersburg. And that's probably your highlights.
And you have got, obviously, the overnight here as well, haven't you?
So St. Petersburg, you're going to be in there for 2 days, which is what most ships do now, and you need the 2 days. Main things to see here are Catherine's Palace, as you can see there. You've got Peterhof Palace, the Hermitage Museum, and the Church of the Spilled Blood. So there's 4 things to see, really, and then obviously you work it around from there. You will spend a few quid on the tours, I'll be honest with you, but that's what you're probably going on the cruise for. You need to be on a tour to get off the ship, whether you do it private or through the cruise line, but that will cover you for your visa. We then got 2 relaxing days, which, trust me, after St. Petersburg you're going to need, and you can take in the wonderful facilities on board. You've got your drinks package included and all the facilities, and then back into Copenhagen. And again, with this one, you can do you stay in Copenhagen at the end or the start, or you just do the 9-day package.
And again, I mean, you know, your ships are amazing, aren't they?
They've got so much to offer for everyone.
They really have. And you know, when you look here and you think about what is included on a cruise, and I'll just talk you through on this one, because first of all, there's the air studios. They're really nice, aren't they?
They're very comfortable.
But this is, you know, this is why, say, Planet Cruise has been so busy with NCL.
Can I just say with this one,
Free at
Sean,
Sea.
Can I say with this one, the Free at Sea works so well here because say you take the beverage package and the speciality dining.
Yeah.
That's your big expense on board the ship. And what I'm saying to you is you will spend some money in St. Petersburg on the tours. So take that and get that out of the way, and then you know what you've got to spend on the tours. So we've got your overnight in St. Petersburg. We've based it on return flights from London, but as I said, we could look at Manchester if they're available with EasyJet. You can add on that 2 nights in Copenhagen for $199, and again, I think the Escape's going there in 2020.
I mean, I've only ever done a couple of cruises without a drinks package.
And it was the worst cruise.
It did cost me a lot of money, you know. And it isn't, you know, necessarily all about alcoholic drinks, but, you know, your soft drinks, your water and things like that.
Once you get that money out of the way, you know what you've got to spend on the tours.
And, you know, it's so nice to, you know, say have Wi-Fi included or specialty dining or your shore exclusion credit bar. For £99, that is amazing. You've got the overnight on board in St. Petersburg, return flights based on London, and as we said, we can add on extra stays as well. Price-wise, again, these are, you know, so...
Look at the August price. Look at the August price.
I spotted that earlier. Now, August is normally premium, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's very, very good value on there. And as I said, you know...
I did wonder if that was a mistake, because it's supposed to be lower, that price.
I hope so. The offers are not going to be...
That is unusual, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but that's it. It's really good.
So we also find a lot of multi-generational families actually going on this particular itinerary, you know, with the grandparents and then the families, because of the facilities of the ships and destinations.
Anyway, we do need to move on, because we have got one final cruise for you with NCL, and it is a biggie. And this is part of the world that I have been to, Australia and New Zealand. And I can honestly say, the best cruise I've ever done. You've been around New Zealand.
I was worked down there. I did two different cruises down there. So I love Australia, favourite, but I would say the best cruise I ever did was New Zealand.
Same here.
Definitely.
And this starts, you fly from the UK to Auckland, and you're actually there in a 4-star hotel for 3 nights.
Yeah.
Auckland, loved it.
It's great. I mean, we based it on 3 nights. The reason being is because it's such a long flight down there that you probably need a day to recover, and then you've got 2 full days.
Great.
But again, you can spend time in the city, you can go out, you can just soak up the vibe there. It's a great destination. As I said, this is going to be your start of your circumnavigating. I can promise you this will be the best cruise you ever have around this part of the world. I personally prefer the South Island to the North Island. Everyone's got their own opinion on that. But again, you're going all the way round. So if you want to tick off New Zealand, my wife is desperate to go there. But again, you've got the whole of that destination. We based it on 3 nights, and that's what is included on there. But then from there, you're then going to join the Norwegian Jewel.
And you will be on board her for 10 nights. So let's have a look at the Norwegian Jewel. Now, again, what kind of again, she's been reintroduced, we should say, hasn't she?
Yeah, again, last year she was refurbished, and again, very similar in terms of size of 2,370.
So kind of mid-size?
Mid-size ship for us, yeah.
So, again, she was in dry dock for, I think it said 14 days. It's amazing what work they've done.
Yeah, you've never seen anything like it. It's amazing.
So, 25 plus venues completely refurbished.
So she got 13 bars on there, and you've got the 10 dining, different options again. So great choice for a customer and what they want.
And just look at the transformations here that we see here. Obviously, this is speeded up.
Good, mate, they're not that good.
And again, got great entertainment on the board the ships, as we have on all of them there.
But what's so nice, and as I said, I try and tell people that haven't cruised before. Imagine going off for the day in Taronga, or going off for the day in Dunedin, and then knowing you're going to come back, you'll have a shower and get changed, you've got your drinks included, you go and have a drink upstairs, then go for dinner, and you might go to one of the speciality restaurants, and then go and watch the show, then have a bit of a boogie, back to bed, and then you wake up in another destination in New Zealand.
Yeah. And by eating in all the different restaurants as well, you don't feel like you're on the actual cruise ship either.
No,
you know,
it's great.
This is why we love cruising. But we're going to talk you through this amazing itinerary. So we spent our 3 days in Auckland.
So this one's going to start in Auckland, then we're going up as we go up to Bay of Islands. And again, you're really going to take in the countryside there. Beautiful destinations, as you can see there. And from there, we're going to then head down to Taronga. Now, Taronga is a real thrill ride of excursions they have there. People do the Zorbin. You can bungee jump off anything in New Zealand. They do that there for you as well. You can go to Waiotapu, which is the sulphur area. That's really interesting with the volcanic area. But again, there's so much to do in this one. This is one of the best destinations, I think, in New Zealand itself. We'll then head along to Napier. Now, for those of you who like your wine, have you heard of the Hawke Bay wine in New Zealand? Yeah, you might have seen it in the supermarket. That's where that's produced. You can go out to the vineyards there and try a glass or four. And then from there, you can head down into Picton. Now, Picton, you've got the Edwin Fox Museum, you've got the aquarium, and sticking with our wine themes on there, you've got the Marlborough wine, which again is another very popular wine that we have here. But again, the sailing all the way through this destination. I have never stood upstairs on sailorways and not wanted to come down when I did my New Zealand. As you go the whole way round,
I was the same.
The views are spectacular, and this is why it's good to have freedom dining. Because the last thing you want to do is you're sailing away at 6 o'clock at night time and you've got to be down and getting changed and you're missing everything. So stay upstairs, you've got freedom dining, go and dine when you want. That's the best way to do it. We'll then go down into Akaroa as we head down. As I said, I prefer the South Island. It's a bit more wilder, a little bit more windswept. Now here we actually swam with the dolphins, not in an aquarium. We swam with wild dolphins. They took us out and we swam with them, which was fantastic. People did the city tour. Also, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. It's all filmed around this part of the world, so people can go and do the trips.
We did the trip
to the sets.
And it was worth it.
Yeah, it is, and they do it on the big jeeps and things like that. Well, then from there go down into Dunedin. Dunedin, I didn't know when I was show excursions. I was selling these things. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. Dunedin, they do the Thierry Gord train, and the train actually comes along the quayside and picks you up straight from the ship. You can also go off to the Cadbury's factory if you wanted to, but I would do the train if I was you. The views are unbelievable, and it's one of the best train trips I think in the world. Very, very good. Then we go down into Doubtford, Dusky and Milford Sounds. Now, if you've done things like the fjords before, this takes it to another level.
I was going to say,
you tend to arrive into one of them very, very early in the morning. It's low mist. It gives you that very magical feeling, but you'll go through as many of the sounds as the captain can get through.
It's almost kind of prehistoric, if you know what I mean.
It is. You can't describe it.
It's a different world.
It's an amazing experience. And again, I've done all three of those, and it is something, and it's the Fiordland National Park. Then you've got a couple of chill-out days, and then just to top it off, we thought we'd stop in Sydney.
Yeah, why not?
So we're going to stop in Sydney we've done it on 3 days. You might want to do even longer, but again, here you can go to the Opera House, you can go and see the kangaroos, you can walk across the bridge, you can go across to Bondi, you can go to Manly. I would recommend on day 2 going over to the Blue Mountains, full-day excursion.
Yes, again, we did that.
I think we've got it for about 120, 130 pounds, but that's a full day out, and that will see more of Australia. And then from there, unfortunately, we've got to fly you back.
But you have been away.
You have been away,
nights.
yeah. And again, with that one, we can do flights probably Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, small supplement, but they're based on London.
I know we are sadly nearly out of time, so let's just remind you, I think it's an amazing value when you think of the flights, the cruise, the stay. So you will get that 3-night stay in that full-stay hotel in Auckland and Sydney, of course, as well. You can upgrade to free at sea from only £149 per person. And again, you'll get the 2 extra benefits. The premium drinks package, specialty dining, Wi-Fi or shore excursion credit, return flights based on London, but you said you could look at...
Yeah, there might be a supplement, but you can go from... If it's Emirates, we can do sort of Glasgow, Manchester, Birmingham.
Right. Again, just call for details.
What's available.
And the itineraries, they differ depending on the departure date. Price-wise, again, because of the spectacular itinerary, if you could upgrade to outside, balcony, or even mini suite,
yeah,
it is worth it. When you're going that far, I'd say.
Yeah, it is when you're going that far.
Trip of a lifetime. And again, it's not going till January, so deposit tonight and pay it off over the next 6-7 months.
So, we're at that time where we're going to have a quick recap of the 6 amazing cruises with NCL tonight. And we started off with this great one, actually, the Western Med from Barcelona, $899. And again, the free at sea, that's a big message tonight. From only £99 per person, you can add on, there's 2 extra benefits. Return flights based on London, but if you would like to add on 2 nights in Barcelona, we can do that from just £129 per person. Then, Glenn, it was the Jade, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. So then we went on to the Jade. This is a great one, going over to Singapore. You've got 2 nights. Again, we can extend it if you want to in Singapore and Hong Kong, plus tours included. We've got upgrades, the free at sea, which we've been talking about, the 149 on this one, and you get 2 of those benefits. You can add on Chinese New Year, Great Wall and Terracotta Warrior tours from only $649 per person. Call for details, the guys love that. And again, based on return flights from London, but these longer haul going that way, we can look at, again, regional airports. There might be a small supplement.
And then one of the best itineraries you're ever going to see when it comes to the Greek Isles, and this was on board the Norwegian Star. Again, this amazing upgrade for free at sea, just £99 per person, and you'll choose the premium beverage package, dining, Wi-Fi, shore excursion credit, 2 of those. Return flights based on London. You can add on Venice or Lake Garda stays. Again, just call for details. And the itineraries, they differ slightly depending on departure date there. But $879, that one.
Not bad, is it?
Then it was Bliss, wasn't it?
Bliss. Yeah, so of course, you know, the main thing you want to do is drive a go-kart by a glacier, and we've obviously ticked that for you. So this has given you a 2-night stay in Seattle. Oh, sorry. Oh, I think we've got that wrong there, guys. We've got Scandinavia, Russia and Baltics, and the Seattle.
Yeah, a bit of a mixture there, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be a good cruise on there for you. So I think we're going on this one on the Seattle one. So this is, again, your free upgrade at sea on this one. You can choose from your beverage package on this one. And this is your return flights from London. And again, as I said, this is going to be your Alaska, a wonderful itinerary on this one. There we go. And again, as I said, if you want to do the go-karts in the middle of Alaska, you've got a chance to do that.
And then we're going to move on to our next wonderful cruise with NCL. And this was, again, just ignore our computer. There we go. This is the Norwegian Getaway. This was the Scandinavia, Russian and Baltics. Really like this one, so I've never done this part of the world.
You ought to do that part of the
world. Free at sea, that's only £99 per person. You can have those 2 extra benefits, which are really good. I'm definitely going for the premium drinks package and the dining. Open out board in St. Petersburg as well. Return flights based on London. And you can add on extra stays there in Copenhagen as well. And then we had, Glenn...
And then we're off to Australia and New Zealand.
We certainly
so this
are.
one's going to fly you down. We've got 3 nights stay in Auckland and Sydney. Again, that can be added or subtracted if you wanted to. $149 per person for your 2 benefits. Return flights from London, but again, probably for a small supplement, you can add on the regionals. And again, itineraries slightly differ on the 8th of Jan 2020 sailing, but that is a wonderful chance on that one.
And then very quickly, we did have that amazing hot pick, brand new destination itinerary for NCL, this one, isn't it?
It is, yes.
We are out of time. Now I was going to say thank you so much. And I think the big message is the free at sea on this one, isn't it?
No, free at sea is the best way. It's allowing the customer to customise their cruise. And we are all freestyle cruising. It's all about the customer choosing what they want to do
and
on
having
holiday.
the holiday they want, the cruise that they want.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nigel, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Great to be with you.
I could book all of those. Glenn, you go on your cruise.
Yeah, I love
See you
it.
in a few weeks. I'll be here in Peterborough next week, but thank you so much. Yes, Planet Cruise with you next week at 8 p.m.
Hiya, thanks for watching the video. Now don't forget to like, comment and subscribe below. Remember to click that bell to get all notifications. And if you're looking for more fantastic travel video content, like this click on the videos to the right hand side. It'll be really informative. Or click on the Planet logo to the left to go to our website for some fantastic deals. Keep cruising.